Hello everyone, this is KingsReviewsG-GAngKBBGaming, aka G-Gang. I hope you enjoy the content that I have uploaded to this channel. I just want to make a video explaining my absence and changes that will happen to this channel. This is a long script I'm reading, so if I stumble or something, I'm just going to do one take on this. I'm not doing multiple takes. Some of the content of the video goes into a dark place, so viewer discretion is advised. I have 3 channels. My main channel, KingsReviewsG, my gaming channel, KingsReviewsG-Gaming, and my music channel, G-GANGmusic. I will post the links in the description below. Go check them out. I took a step away from gaming because it just consumed my life. All my free time was spent in playing games. It was one of the many factors that made me depressed. It got to a boiling point on April 20th, 2023. That night around 12:15 a.m. my time, I went up to a 7th floor parking garage and my plan was to jump off, land head first, and kill myself. I was up on top of that parking garage for roughly 12 hours, standing mainly on the ground of the parking garage, but did stand on the ledge maybe 10 times throughout the night. Every time I stood on the ledge, I was questioning, okay, how do I do this? I don't want to over-rotate, land on my back, or over-rotate, landing on my stomach. I don't want anyone to see this, so I'll wait for no one to be around and no cars to be driving by. It was close to an airport, and it became, I don't want the pilot to see and get distracted by what they saw. What if I do this and it doesn't work? What if I land on my head and somehow survive? It's not a guarantee that it will work. I wasn't worried about anything other than what ifs of the situation. It was starting to become morning, and then in the early afternoon. I would later find out someone had called 911 to report someone standing on top of a parking garage, looking down. I was standing away from the ledge on the garage parking lot floor, and all of a sudden I see about 7 cops walking towards me. I'm thinking to my head, that's it, game over. They come to me and one guy takes the lead in this conversation and asks, what am I doing here? I said nothing. Absolutely nothing. He said, why don't we go into the elevator building and talk? We walked in there, and I kid you not, all the cops filed into the room like something was about to go down. I took a seat and put my back against the wall and he asked again what I was doing there. I said I was going to jump. I don't remember the dialogue word for word. I ended up telling him the reasons why I wanted to end my life. His response basically, that can be fixed, to all my reasons. I remember asking him, you're not going to let me go, are you? He said no, of course not. I gave him my dad's phone number and told him to call my dad. In the end, they called up the EMTs with a stretcher, and off I went to the hospital. I don't remember much of the trip in the ambulance. I was awake for 36 hours at this point. I remember dozing off in the ambulance. I remember dozing off in the elevator on the way down to the ambulance, waking up to see them put me in, dozing off again, but waking up during the trip, hearing the siren blazing, before dozing off again, but waking up in time for them to take me out to the ambulance. Dozing off again and waking up in the hospital bed in the ER. I don't remember being transported from stretchers to the hospital bed. Maybe I was awake to do that, but I don't remember. So I wake up and see my dad sitting at the edge of the bed. I don't want to talk to him or have him know that I'm awake yet. I wait for him to leave and open my eyes and sit up. A few minutes later, he walks behind me and saying, hello. I don't remember the conversation we had, but I know it wasn't much. I didn't want to talk to him. He was one of the reasons why I wanted to take my life. He didn't stay long. He asked if I wanted to talk, and I shook my head. He left, and I left the hospital, and I was left at the hospital alone. Now I'm going to breeze through the rest because it can be summed up quickly. I stayed in the hospital for 2 days until they put me into a psych ward. I stayed in the psych ward for 3.5 weeks. Normally people stay there for 3 to 5 days, but during my stay I was talking on the phone with my dad, and he told me that I was no longer welcome at the house. I lived with my dad at the time and had no place to go. I told the people in the psych ward, and they told me they're not releasing me to the streets. That's why I was there for so long. They found a long-term facility to stay at for the foreseeable future. They finally found one, and I moved into that place. It was an old hotel turned into I wanted to describe it right, and here's what Bing says it is. It's a place that provides psychiatric rehabilitation and recovery for chronically mentally ill adults. I stayed there just over a year, and then moved into a group home. I've been living in the group home for just over a year now. In recent months, I've become happier and felt more fulfilled in life. There are still stuff that I have to work on. They gave me a therapist a few months ago. I gave him 2 months before I called it and said, "This is not working." I took a few months off and have just been recently connected with a new therapist that I so far enjoy a lot more than the other therapist I had. It's still the early stages of therapy, but I have a good feeling about this one. My family recently told me that I sound much better and happier. People at the group home has told me that I seem happier. I feel happier. I'm no longer under Dad's roof, under his rules and regulations. I am on my own for the first time in my life. Granted, I'm in a group home, but it's for the first time living without family. That's what makes me happy. So the past 2 days I wanted to get back into music. I didn't do music as much as I used to. I don't do music as much as I used to. I do music maybe once a year, if that. Last song I did was 3 years ago, and before that 4 years ago. So I'm working on this new song, and everything's fitting in place. Graphics editor on my computer, video editor on my computer, sound editor on my computer. The guy I go to has his recording studio, and I have an appointment to go record the song. The song is 100% written at this point. I'm just waiting for the others to give me what I need. So I'm figuring all this out, and the last thing I think of is logging into my G-GANGmusic YouTube channel. In the end, I find out I can't. I don't recognize the recovery email that they have sampled to me, and I don't remember the password or even the email associated with the account. So I'm like, what can I do? I can upload it to my main channel, or I could upload it to my gaming channel. I chose to merge my gaming channel with my music channel. Currently, I'm browsing the internet thinking of getting another gaming system. The Wi-Fi here is not stable, but I'll give it a shot, I guess. Maybe. We'll see. No guarantee, but you might see new gaming content in the future. So this channel is now going to feature possibly new gaming videos and music videos. I'll end this longer than needed video, but I needed to explain what happened, so what was necessary with this announcement. My new song is going to drop October 8th to 2025. I hope you will stay subscribed and tell your friends and family check me out. I hope you enjoy the content that I've posted on here in the future. Thank you for being a subscriber, and I hope you enjoy your stay here. Thank you. Oh, one last thing before I go. Therapy does work if you find the right therapist that fits your needs. Seeking out therapy doesn't make you weak, it makes you stronger because you're willing to fight those battles. Therapy can work for those who seek it. Don't be ashamed, be proud of your fixing your problems in your life. Thank you.